Our pharmaceutical production plant in Volgograd has been working in the pharmaceutical market for more than 20 years. We use various pharmaceutical equipment that meets the requirements and standards of GMP to produce our products. At the general meeting on the development of production, the leading production engineer suggested to update some analytical and laboratory equipment. Using analytical equipment, they monitor the readings of moisture level, melting time, transparency, dissolution, hardness parameters, thickness, viscosity. Laboratory equipment carries out the process of preparing samples for research. The lab engineer clarified that last month, they had a breakdown of the apparatus for drying vials of solution. A dryer had to be purchased as soon as possible, since quality analysis of raw materials in accordance with production technology is carried out each new batch of material supply. I, as chief technologist of the enterprise, was instructed to find and purchase a dryer within a month, as it was planned to supply new raw materials. The laboratory engineer specified that a vacuum freeze dryer was needed. Freeze drying is used to dehydrate and dry food, pharmaceutical and biological products. Moisture in a vacuum is condensed and frozen. Vacuum drying allows product rehydration and recovery by adding water. The chief engineer of our plant recommended that we first contact the manufacturers of the equipment. They provide warranty service, drawings, operation manuals, mounting and installation of produced equipment. I followed his advice. I chose one company online in Italy, which produces pharmaceutical equipment, went to their website, and wrote a letter, in which I indicated the equipment I wanted to buy, and asked for a specific machine. A week later I received a reply, that they no longer make drying machines, but they could design and produce one, if desired, by the end of next year. That was too long for us, so I decided to look for a dryer from other pharmaceutical equipment manufacturers. I found a company on the internet in China that produces vacuum dryers for drying solutions. I called them and asked if they could deliver such equipment in 2 months. They replied that they have such a machine. The manager asked for my phone number and said she would call back in the evening, when she checked with her company engineer about the possibilities of automatic equipment. However, she did not call in the evening. I contacted them the next day. The manager said that she had passed the request on to the design department, and that she would contact me when she got an answer. This seems strange to me. When do I wait for an answer? How long to wait for an answer? Absolutely no business approach to the customer. I gave up on my own search for vacuum freeze dryer, and then I remembered that at the Forum of Producers of Equipment for the Pharmaceutical Industry in Moscow, I met a specialist who was engaged in the selection and supply of equipment for the production of medicines. I found his business card, and before contacting him I decided to check whether he really engaged in the supply of machines for the pharmaceutical industry. In order to do this I found his company's website, and carefully studied the information on it. He suggested a dryer option that was popular with customers and production proven. I agreed to consider it. The manager emailed me the passport, instructions for use of the equipment, and a video demonstrating the machine. The vacuum freeze dryer was made of stainless steel. The doors of the drying cabinet and cooling chamber are made of transparent polymethyl methacrylate for monitoring the process. The apparatus has the possibility of drying bottles on shelves, the number of which can be adjusted from 1 to 4. The dryer's operating parameters are adjustable on the display. The suggested version of the drying cabinet, and I coordinated it with the management. A week later we signed a contract for delivery of the machine, and 2 weeks after signing the contract the manager called me and told me that the equipment was ready and would be delivered in a week. When the machine arrived at the facility, we were able to evaluate its quality. The process of this equipment is to put vials of liquid material into a freeze-drying chamber, and then produce a dried powder. Perhaps I would not have gotten such an excellent result in such a short time, if I had gone the route of selecting the equipment myself. Experience has shown that the decision to enlist the help of a professional in choosing a freeze dryer was the right one. I plan to use the services of a specialist from this firm in the future in the purchase of pharmaceutical equipment. People think that everything is easy for professionals in their business, but I am sure that such professionals work to keep us thinking so.